I'd like to explore the aspects of an operating system called Linux. I've been familiar with it for quite some time, and the thing about the Linux operating system is that it's open source, meaning that the source code which allows it to be in existence is the actual text of the source, and you can compile it and you can create your own kernels and you can do so many things with it. The thing about Linux that's interesting is that unlike Windows or the Mac platform, Linux enables you to have a very intimate relationship with the metal on metal of your machine. When you buy a computer, whether through it's the Apple Store or you buy a PC at Best Buy, you're pretty much getting it plug and play. Linux affords a little bit more complexity in exchange for a little bit more control. And that control enables you to basically do anything you want with it on such a low level, on a kernel level, not an application level, that you have complete and utter ownership of every hardware peripheral on the system that you install it on. And you don't even have to install it on the basic hard drive. It can go on a thumb drive. Some variations and iterations of Linux allow you to boot from a live CD. Just turning on the computer, you boot into a CD that's quote-unquote live, and it allows you to basically run an operating system without touching the hard drive. And this is good for forensics or anything of that nature. The bottom line of Linux, and there are a lot of variations of Linux, so for simplicity's sake, we're going to be dealing with two: Ubuntu and Symbian. Both have live versions of their CD, but we're going to go over in the course a little step-by-step on how each one works. The basic premise is that you will be interoperating with an operating system that is not owned or does not assert some type of legal control over how you use your hardware. It's yours, pure and simple. And in this series, I want to go and explore how to acquire it, how to install it, and what to do when you install it. And the fourth thing, and probably the most important, is to have it in such a way where it's visually and aesthetically pleasing. The two other competing operating systems, your Windows platform and your Mac platform, are competing against each other. And they're nice to look at, and they're pretty decent. Mac, I think the Macintosh has a slight edge in its stability compared to other commercial operating systems such as Windows, and it has a better edge when it comes to the duality of having a graphical user interface that's aesthetically pleasing and being able to break down and go into a more root level or a Unix level or kind of a Linux-ish type level of operation. Bear in mind that the Macintosh, or the OS X, the operating system for the Macintosh, is still closed source. You can't manipulate it with just the code like you can with Linux out of the box, although you can register as a developer either for Apple or for Microsoft. Sometimes a lot of money's involved. Certainly in the case of Macintosh, you need the physical machine. Although there are reports that you can run a virtual machine on a PC, since the Intel chipset is basically Intel instead of the old PowerPC. So Apple doesn't like that. It's kind of an illegal thing as far as they're concerned. For example, if you've been doing iPhone or iPad development, which our group is currently involved with, you can program an iPhone or iPad app without using a Macintosh physical hardware computer, either through a virtual machine or through assembling the programming libraries in such a way where it just gives the application the ambiance that it's actually on a Macintosh or an Apple computer. Steve Jobs does not like that, and that is that. You will get shot down. Buy a Mac. It's not a bad investment, it's just a very heavy one. And for a lot of the aspiring developers that are out there right now, I completely and utterly sympathize with them. It's like, hey, look, it's easier to get a $500 laptop, best of the best at Best Buy, install Linux on it, and then put an Objective-C libraries on the Linux platform, or have the Linux platform render a virtual environment which makes the programs think that they're on a Macintosh when they're not really on a PC. And pretty much that's that. But we're going to get into those things a little later in our series. But right now, we're going to start off with the basic Linux. And I'm choosing Linux because it's open to configurability, and in our future segments we're going to be configuring it a lot. So anyway, I've blabbed enough about my show, and I hope everybody there in YouTube land or wherever this video appears at shows up and watches some more videos. And if you have any comments, rate them below. Thanks.